Good morning to the Mount of Praise family, friends, and all viewers. This morning's devotion focuses on faith. In Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 to 32, we read the story about Jesus walking on the water. Prior to that, Jesus had miraculously fed 5,000 people with only 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. In verses 23 to 24, Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side. He sent the people home, and then he went to the mountainside by himself to pray. Jesus prayed late into the night. Verse 25 says that it was just before dawn when Jesus left to join his disciples on the other side. However, the boat had drifted away from the land, and so Jesus began to walk on the lake. When the disciples saw Jesus walking on the water, they were terrified, thinking it was a ghost. But Jesus said to them, "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." Peter said, "Lord, if it is you, tell me to come to you on the water." Jesus' response to Peter was, "Come." Jesus is with us in the storm. No matter where we are or what we are going through, regardless of the storms or troubles we're facing, Jesus is with us. He is with you. He is with me. And he is ready to help us get through the storm. He is saying to you, he's saying to all of us, like he said to Peter, "Don't be afraid. Take courage. I am here." We know the rest of the story. Peter got out of the boat and began to sink and had to be rescued by Jesus. There are 2 very interesting things about this story. One, Peter is the only one who got out of the boat. There were 12 disciples in the boat, but only Peter had the courage to get out of the boat. And 2, Peter did walk on water. The storm was still raging when he stepped out of the boat. The winds were howling and the waves were crashing all around him. Yet Peter walked on the water. It is your chance to walk on the water. Like Peter, you can walk on the water through whatever storm you're facing. Jesus is saying to you, "Come." Jesus is asking you to trust him and to do what he says for you to do. It is time for you to get out of your boat and walk on the water. You need to walk on with Jesus. Peter took his eyes off Jesus. As long as Peter kept his focus on Jesus, Peter walked on the water with Jesus. However, when Peter began to think about how strong the wind was and how high the waves were, he began to sink. As soon as his focus changed, as he focused on his circumstances instead of Jesus, he began to sink. I am reminded of the chorus of the hymn, "Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus." The chorus says, "Turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace." Keep your focus on Jesus. Do you want to walk on water with Jesus? Then keep your focus on him. Hebrews 12:2 NIV says that we should fix our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. And in the King James Version, it says, "Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith." If things get worse, don't let your focus move off of Jesus. The wind in your life may be howling, and the waves may appear to be sinking your boat. But just keep your focus on Jesus. What do you need to do in your life today? Jesus is faithful. You can put your trust in him. That is what walking by faith means. Faith is believing God will fulfill his promises. Not can or maybe or might. He will. All of his promises are yes and amen. Whatever you do, whatever storms you are facing, God is there to help. You can walk on the water. It is time to walk on the water with Jesus. In verse 32 it reads, "And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down." The good news is, even if you begin to sink, Jesus is there to take you by the hand and walk with you back to the boat. Brothers and sisters, don't look at the waves. Don't focus on the howling wind. Don't allow COVID to weaken your faith. I don't know when COVID will end, and you do not know when. We don't know whether we will get another gift from St. Vincent. I mean the ash, the volcanic ash. Barbadians can't say St. Vincent never gave us anything. Jesus knows the beginning and the end. He is the Alpha and Omega. He is omniscient. He knows everything. He holds the future. We just have to walk in faith, although we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Remember, God has been faithful to us all these years. As I end, I encourage us, keep our eyes on Jesus, who is the author and the finisher of our faith. Thank you for watching. God bless you and have a triumphant Thursday.